So the first thing you should do is just to begin, put a number 1 for number of shares for all 5 of your stocks. So you can just put a 1 into D5 and then use the fill handle to copy it, because it'll just copy the number if you don't have a formula, or you can just individually type 1 into each of these. Then we are going to put a formula, once you have a 1 in each of these, in column F. Starting at F5, we're going to put in a formula here, because we're going to see how much we've invested for each stock. And because we're multiplying by 1, it's just going to be the beginning price. But I'll show you what's going to happen. We're going to change some numbers so we can track our total investment. So put in an equal sign. So that tells Google, whatever this is, Sheets, that we're going to have a formula. And we're going to multiply D5. So click on D5 and then multiply it, so that's Shift and 8, by E5. So D5 times E5 and press Enter. And not surprisingly, it shows the value of 1 share, because that's how much we've bought so far, because we have 1 over here for each stock. Would you then copy that formula? So if I use the fill handle here and I pull it down all the way through F9, so if I copy that to all 5 of my stocks, you can see it multiplies each beginning price by 1. So I've now bought 1 share of each of my 5 stocks. So let's see what that adds up to. Where it says beginning investment, right next to there. So I'm in cell F11. I'm going to see how much I've invested so far if I've bought 1 share of each stock. What's the function again that can add things up really quickly for me?
Sum.
The sum function, yes. So if I click in F11 and I go over here and I click on the sum function, remember I'm over here in F11, I click on sum, and then I just highlight what I want it to add up, and then I press enter. I can see that so far I have $361.60. So here's all I need to do to get my investment as close to $10,000 without going over. So this is Price is Right rules, if you ever watch that show. You get as close as you can to 10,000, but you can't even go 1 cent over. All I'm going to do is change my number of shares and watch my beginning investment total change. So this is the cool thing about Sheets. So let's say I'm going to invest in 10 shares of Chevron rather than 1. I'm just going to change the number to 10. I'm going to press enter, and you saw my beginning investment change. I'm now at $13.50. Well, what if I also, instead of 1 share of Apple, change it to 15? Press enter. My total has now changed up to almost $3,200. I would continue to change my stock totals and adjust if necessary to get them as close to $10,000 without going over as possible. I'll bet you most of you can get within $1 of 10,000. So I'm going to continue to adjust and see how close I can get. So I got pretty close. I got up to, I think I'm just over $1. I'm $1.09 away from 10,000. If I would really keep messing with it, I could probably get it a little bit closer, but I'm going to live with that for now.